Officials and workers in the field of metallurgical industry in the Democratic People's Republic of Korea are making innovations in the iron and steel production. The Kimcheok Iron and Steel Complex has raised the operating rate of the oxygen blast furnace and increased the output of the molten iron to normalize the iron production every day. The Hwanghae Iron and Steel Complex has mapped out a plan to produce iron and steel 2 times more than last year's and continues to increase the production of the molten iron. The Cholima Steel Complex is making successes by directing efforts to the iron and steel production while concentrating efforts on readjusting and reinforcing the production basis. Officials and workers in the field of metallurgical industry of Korea keep expanding successes in the iron and steel production. The Hwanghae Iron and Steel Complex is increasing the production of pig iron while solving the sci-tech problems arising and decisively improving its quality. The Kimcheok Iron and Steel Complex is making innovations in the iron and steel production every day by doing the management of equipment and the technical management more properly. The Cheongjin Steel Works is concentrating efforts on readjustment and reinforcement of the production base, such as the normal operation of the revolving furnace. The Hungnam Electrode Factory has actively introduced rational technical innovation proposals and technical findings into production, producing sufficient electrodes and sending them to the factories and enterprises in the field of metallurgical industry.
The Kimcheok Iron and Steel Complex is maintaining and operating the equipment while strictly observing the technical regulations and standard operation method, making innovations in the iron and steel production. The Hwanghae Iron and Steel Complex and the Cholima Steel Complex are raising the operation rate of the equipment by tapping and making an efficient use of their internal reserves and potentialities to the maximum while actively carrying out the technical innovation movement for increased production of iron and steel.
Successes are reported in different units in the field of machine building industry. The Ragon Machine Complex is operating the equipment at full capacity, solving by itself the technical problems arising in the production processes and powerfully pushing forward the production of the hydraulic excavators and the ordered equipment. The Ryeongsung Machine Complex is making innovations in the production of custom-built equipment to be sent to the various sectors of the national economy by actively waging the mass technical innovation movement.
Many units of the DPRK are training their own technicians and enhancing their role to develop themselves. The Seungnim Motor Complex has directed primary efforts to improving the ability of the skilled workers and increasing their number, making a success in its management.
Movement. The Anzu Pump Factory is making a progress in the expansion of the production capacity and the improvement of quality of goods by training scientific and technological personnel by itself and giving full play to their creative wisdom. Different units of the national economy of the DPRK are strengthening their own technical forces to normalize production. The Daean Heavy Machine Complex has actively introduced advanced processing methods and rational jigs and equipment and valuable technical innovation proposals in accordance with its actual conditions, producing the ordered equipment on a high qualitative level. The Danam Coal Mining Machine Complex is concentrating efforts on providing a material and technical guarantee to produce efficient mining equipment by upgrading the present production processes technically. The Shinizu Spinning Machine Factory is making a success in production by putting efforts into training technicians and skilled workers.
Officials and workers in the machine building industry sector are carrying out the national economic plan by dint of science and technology. The Taean Heavy Machine Complex has carried out several technical innovation assignments for normalized production and readjustment and reinforcement of the production processes in order to improve the quality of goods and increase the productivity. It also ensures normal operation of machines while saving a large amount of raw materials by installing new devices in the hydraulic equipment. The Pyongyang Automation Appliances Factory is pushing ahead with the production of ordered equipment while solving problems by dint of science and technology.
The Hungnam Fertilizer Complex of Korea is making a big stride in its efforts for carrying out the new 5-year plan. Officials and technicians of the complex go among workers to find out unreasonable points of the gasification process important for normalized production and increase the output of fertilizer with rational operating method.
Of chemical industries making innovations in production by dint of science and technology. Officials and workers of the February 8th vinalon complex have considered science and technology to be a way out for carrying out the chemical goods production plan, and thus solving the technological problems arising in the localization of catalysts by depending on their own technical force. Technicians of the Namhung Youth Chemical Complex are actively introducing advanced technology capable of producing more fertilizer with the same raw materials, making a breakthrough in production. The Hungnam Fertilizer Complex is increasing fertilizer production every day by improving the technical indexes of water electrolysis and producing more hydrogen.
A lot of good quality compound fertilizer is produced at the organic compound fertilizer factories of Korea. The Pyongon Agro Compound Microbial Fertilizer Factory is producing a large quantity of compound fertilizer with peat rich in the county as main materials and different kinds of manure. The Sinsu City Organic Compound Fertilizer Factory has mapped out a definite plan for the farming season in spring and is producing a lot of good quality organic compound fertilizer every day to be supplied to the co-op farms. The organic compound fertilizer factories in different parts of the country are directing big efforts to producing the organic compound fertilizer, which is effective for increasing the fertility of soil.
The field of chemical industry of the DPRK is making successes relying on its own technical force. The Hungnam Fertilizer Complex, the Namhung Youth Chemical Complex, and other larger-scale chemical factories have mapped out this year's plan for technical development in a more realistic and detailed way, and are waging a vigorous struggle to readjust and reinforce the production processes and increase production. They are increasing the production of diverse chemical goods such as nitrogenous fertilizer and urea fertilizer thanks to the devoted efforts of the work.
A dynamic drive for increased production is launched in the field of chemical industry. The Hungnam Fertilizer Complex is pushing forward the work to expand the capacity of fertilizer production and increasing the output. Officials and workers of the February 8th vinalon complex are launching a vigorous drive for production while speeding up the work to further strengthen the material and technical foundations for production of vinyl chloride.
Successes are being made as cement producers of Korea. The Sangwon Cement Complex is concentrating efforts on the management of equipment and technical management to normalize production and actively pushing ahead with the modernization project to increase cement production. The Sangwon limestone mine has increased the actual working ratio of the mining equipment, making a contribution to the increased cement production. The Suncheon Cement Complex is perfecting the production processes technically to improve the productivity and quality of cement. The building materials industry sector is pushing ahead with the work to produce and supply cement and other building parts needed for the construction of 10,000 flats in Pyongyang City. The Suncheon Cement Complex is concentrating efforts on increasing the capacity of kilns and ensuring full operation of equipment in order to increase production. The Pyongyang Building Materials Factory is increasing the production of tile and other building parts by depending on domestic raw materials. The medium-colored roofing tile factory is revitalizing production on the basis of the new process for producing building parts. The Ryonggang granite mine is increasing the production of processed stones by actively inventing and introducing efficient working methods.
Different sectors of the national economy are providing the materials needed for building 10,000 flats on a preferential basis. The Pyongyang Block Factory has launched a drive for producing materials to be sent to the construction sites. The East Pyongyang Metal Fittings Factory has pushed ahead with the work to reinforce the production processes and expand their capacities, thus laying down the production basis to fully supply the building materials. The Daesung Ceramic Factory is directing efforts to providing materials necessary for the housing construction on a preferential basis, while forcefully promoting the work to diversify the finishing building materials. The Suncheon Cement Complex is keeping the equipment in scientific way and strengthening the coordination between the processes and cooperation between the shifts. The Sangwon Cement Complex repairs and manages key equipment in a responsible way and exerts efforts to fully accomplish the cement production task.
Rason Building Materials Factory finished the repair of the equipment in a short span of time and introduced new technologies, thereby expanding the cement production capacity.
The Gyeongsang Insulator Factory is concentrating efforts on training technicians and skilled workers by itself, such as proper operation of the sci-tech learning space to produce various types of insulators needed for development of the electric power industry.
Many factories across the country are vitalizing the production by technical reconstruction of the equipment. The North Pyongyang Provincial Medical Oxygen Factory is normalizing the production by upgrading the equipment to send more oxygen to city and county hospitals.
The Suncheon Area Youth Coal Mining Complex of Korea is increasing production. While normalizing coal production, the complex is raising the proportion of mechanization in the face work. In this way, the complex is directing efforts to strengthening the material and technical foundations for coal production.
The Ryonggang granite mine is normalizing production. The mine has boosted the operational rate of equipment and actively introduced rational working methods to effect innovation in the production of processed stones.
Mineral production is on the increase in the field of mining industry. The Gomdok Mining Complex is normalizing production while solving the problems arising in the production processes depending on its own technical force and by dint of science and technology. The Unpa mine raises the actual concentration rate and invents and introduces new blasting method to increase the tunneling speed. The Huchang mine is increasing the mineral production by introducing various technical innovation proposals.
The Hicheon Silk Mill in the Democratic People's Republic of Korea is now concentrating efforts on boosting the productivity. The mill has solved the scientific and technological problems arising in raising the utility rate of the equipment through the mass technical innovations. It has also promoted the technical reconstruction of the production processes, laying a firm material and technical foundation for the normalization of production.
Kim Jong-suk Silk Mill has established a new quality checking system and is encouraging all its employees to ensure the quality of the products to the maximum.
The Sinuiju textile mill in North Pyongan province of Korea is effecting an upsurge in production. The mill induces its employees to operate machines as demanded by the standard working method and technical regulations, while steadily raising the level of knowledge of science and technology and improving the technical knowledge and skills. It has also streamlined equipment to boost the productivity. The mill is revitalizing production through active movement of undertaking many spindles and looms.
Light industry factories across the country are directing efforts to raising the quality of goods and developing new products. The Pohang Garment Factory in Chongjin City has introduced tens of technical innovation plants into production to cement the material and technological foundation for improving.
Their factory is solving the technical problems for revitalizing the production by relying on its own technical force. The Mangyongdae Ponga Garment Factory is ensuring its sustained technical development while sharing advanced technologies and good experiences. The Songyo Knitwear Factory is regarding it as an important strategy to readjust and reinforce its foundation for production and implementing it through the mass technical
Innovative successes are being made in the field of light industry. Amid a vigorous drive to attain the first-year goal for implementing the 5-year plan, many employees of the Sinuiju textile mill have finished their first half-yearly quotas under the National Economic Plan ahead of schedule. The Sariwan textile mill is regarding the technical innovations as its key point and actively launching the emulation drive for increased production, producing many labor innovators who have finished their first half-yearly quotas under the national factory has mapped out its business strategy to promote its development by dint of science and technology, and is achieving successes in the reactivation of the original performance of the equipment and its modernization.
The Pyongyang Kim Jong-suk Silk Mill is bringing about an upsurge in production. The factory is putting efforts into training technical personnel through sci-tech learning space to modernize all the production processes in accordance with its actual conditions by relying on its reliable scientists and technicians while making collective innovations in production. The Sinpo canned fish factory has been remodeled and inaugurated in South Hamgyong province of Korea. The factory has established a computer-integrated manufacture system of its production and management and ensured hygienic safety of the products, which will be conducive to improving the people's living. Minister of Fisheries Song Chun-seop and officials concerned looked around the factory on February 28th.
The Samilpo Specialities Factory is producing more and more foodstuffs of different kinds conducive to the improvement of the people's diet. The factory is directing efforts to expanding the variety of foodstuffs with raw materials rich in Korea and improving their quality. It is also developing new products.
The Ryugyong Kimchi factory in Pyongyang increases production while concentrating efforts on preserving the traditional flavor of the Korean kimchi. The factory pushes ahead with the work to satisfy the daily increasing demand of the people in accordance with the industrial production of kimchi. Workers and technicians of the factory direct efforts to preserving the unique taste of the Korean kimchi of different kinds.
The mushroom factories increase the production, giving priority to science and technology. The Ryugyong Mushroom Factory accelerates the production, solving the technical problems arising in cultivation, including full operation of equipment and application of nutrients. The Teton mushroom factory is increasing the production while directing efforts to solving substrate issue for different kinds of mushrooms and introducing mushroom spawn production method according to varieties.
The Daejeong processing station has been rebuilt and inaugurated in the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. It has an integrated production control system, monitoring and administering the overall production and management in real time. The German dust-free station has buildings for production and public welfare, such as fish processing plant, which can produce different kinds of fish in a comprehensive way. Officials concerned looked round the rebuilt Daejeong processing station on the 18th.
Successes are reported at mushroom farms. The Pyeongseong Mushroom Farm in South Pyongyang Province has developed and introduced the advanced technology of mushroom production and cemented the production basis, thus making innovations in the production. The Jangjagang Mushroom Farm in Jagang Province is cultivating mushroom in a scientific and technological way.
The Zongbangsan Mushroom Farm of the DPRK is increasing production. The factory is revitalizing spores with multifunctional nutrition reinforcing agent it made by itself, increasing the productivity of mushroom per raw materials. The Pyongyang Vegetable Science Institute under the Academy of Agricultural Science is directing efforts to researching and producing a greater number of greenhouse vegetables of various kinds needed for improving the diet and health of the people. The institute is producing a lot of vegetables in hydroponic greenhouses while intensifying the research into choice varieties of tasty and nutritious vegetables. It is also accelerating the work to propagate the varieties of functional vegetables across the country. Mass technical innovation movement is vigorously conducted at different units of the national economy. The Pyongyang Essential Oil Factory is launching an efficient mass technical innovation movement for establishing the system of production of essential oil by natural one. Dental Hygiene Products Factory has taken the quality analysis as a key to improvement of quality. It is steadily improving the quality inspection means and method.
Efforts are directed to recycling at light industrial factories in the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. The Hamhung Knitwear factory in South Hamgyong Province has established a technical process to produce hosiery of different shapes by using byproducts, getting great profits. The Songcheongang Bag factory is concentrating efforts on recycling to actively introduce various technologies for improving the quality while lowering the production costs. The Ryuwon Footwear factory in Pyongyang is using byproducts and improving the quality of the product at the same time.
Officials and employees of the Mindle Notebook Factory are making innovations in notebook production. The factory has set it as the main business strategy to localize and recycle raw and other materials and put spurs to its realization and operate the equipment at full capacity. Thus, it is producing a lot of notebooks of different kinds for the kindergarten children, primary and junior and senior middle school children, and university students. The factory is now ensuring the proportion of localization of raw and other materials on a high level. Production and supply units in Gangdong County of Pyongyang City are concentrating efforts on strengthening their own material foundation. The Gangdong Korea Medicine Pharmaceutical Factory has refurbished its production environment according to the health and hygienic demand, and secured a lot of medicinal herbs good for health, laying a firm foundation to increase the production of Korea medicines. The Gangdong County Medicine Management Station is securing many raw materials from its herbary, It has also built up good production processes, including the medicine preparation room, and equipped itself with necessary facilities, contributing to the production and supply of medicines.
Pyongyang Leather Shoes Factory is widely carrying out the technical innovation drive in the way of solving all problems arising in the production by enlisting the creative wisdom of the masses. The Mangyongdae Revolutionary Site Souvenir Factory has also found a way out to ensure economic profit and improve the quality of goods in technical innovation, and is directing efforts to it.
The Hazu Bag Factory is also working hard to improve the quality of bags. The Rason Mongyeon Furniture Factory is properly carrying on the work to raise the level of scientific knowledge and technical skills of its employees while promoting the development of furniture and fixtures of new style.
Quality of the products is improved in the field of light industry. The Pyongyang School Things Factory regards it as an important business strategy to improve the quality of the products and takes detailed measures to make the school things famous goods favored by the students, relying on domestic raw and other materials. The Haesan Bag Factory is bringing the creative initiative of the producer masses into full play and improving the technical knowledge and skills of the employees, thoroughly ensuring the quality of school bags. The Rason Bag Factory induces its technical assistants to enhance their role on the principle of ensuring quality before quantity and reshapes the equipment, raising the productivity and thoroughly ensuring the quality of the bags.
The daily necessities mold manufactory under the Ministry of Light Industry is giving definite priority to science and technology to produce tens of kinds of molds needed for the production of light industrial goods favored